Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
Chris.
And today's artist,
Dire Straits.
a one-hit wonder, I say.
Hey, to explain the joke of last week. Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Arms.
Brothers in Arms. And that is the reason I said they're a one-album wonder.
They're not, though. But
To me, they are. They're not... You won't like this, because I know you've got Brothers in Arms. I do not even consider them one of the top 100 bands of 1980s.
when they disbanded, when they finally broke up, UK had them saying they considered them one of the best bands in the world.
Well, they are considered the best British band from the 1980s.
Right.
Which is weird because Duran Duran, I think, would be the topper on that list. Because they're not considered part of the British invasion.
Well, Brothers in Arms was the top-selling album in the UK for that year.
Right. It was his top-selling album overall for 1985, which I think is the best year. Debatable. 1983, 84 is still pretty good, but I say it's 1985. This being, and get this, that's the first CD
That reached
to reach 1 million sales. This is pretty cool. So we know right around when CDs came
and
about.
I didn't have that CD. I had that in cassette form.
Did you eventually buy the CD?
No.
Okay. I remember, I must have got it at the library. That's why I said blue was your hit last week, because that CD it's basically a blue CD. I like the color blue they use, and then a guitar floating in the air. So, but if you know Money for Nothing, you know Dire Straits. You know that and Sultans of Swing. Probably the only two songs you'll hear on the radio from them, right?
Yeah.
Maybe do you ever hear Walk of Life?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes.
And that, again, also from Brothers in Arms. And then lastly, So Far Away.
Far Away was, I don't remember Brothers in Arms. It says it was released.
It was the first,
higher.
It was actually the first release.
But I don't remember it on the radio. I also don't remember your latest trick.
No, I don't remember that, but...
On the radio. I mean, I had the album, so I
but
listened
it
to
was really ranked high in British, so I put it on our rankings. The last time I heard So Far Away was actually on Walmart radio. When I was walking through a Walmart, I heard it on the radio. Like, Walmart plays better music than the radio sometimes.
Yeah, and we knew about Dire Straits before. I mean, I'm not sure if we heard Sultans of Swing first.
No, we
probably
heard Skate Away.
Skate Away, we saw the video all the time.
Is always on there.
Because there's a woman in roller skates skating around this specific set that they built.
Yes, and I did look. That woman is dead already. Okay. 50 years old. I forget what her name was, Lynn or something like that. She was a model, and called her Skate Girl. That she died. She born in 1958, died in 2000.
But there's a lot of people nowadays that we knew that have died.
Right,
because they were in their 70s, 80s.
Yeah, but she was only 50 years old when she died. So, anyways, and Skate Away, not a very interesting video, but a lot of videos back there. That was relatively new. So what do you do? Just put somebody roller skating around. I don't know. That was a thing too, right, Dad?
Roller skating, yeah, it was.
Does anybody go roller skating anymore?
Maybe. Well, we were growing up. We loved going roller skating.
Yeah, and I think they still exist, but I don't know how packed it gets. There's even some movies based on roller skating. Now, Skate Away, I find this funny. I'm like, interesting. Skate Away comes off of their third CD or album called
Making Movies, which is a line in the song.
Yes, and
songs do that. The album doesn't have a song named of the album title,
right?
But a song will have a lyric in there.
And going back to NXS, I screwed up on what I said. So their album is called Kick.
Yes.
They actually do have a song called Kick.
Yes.
But the one song, it's not Kick. New Sensation. Okay. I think it has the word. No, Devil Inside. Devil Inside, they say Kick. So, and I mentioned the wrong song last time. But yeah, so they'll do that. They'll put the lyric in a song, and then they'll also have a title. My off topic. All right, so you would think though they have an album titled "Making Movies." Do they have a movie song?
They don't, but Mark Knopfler does.
Yeah.
He done
Local
Hero with Burt
Sound.
Lancaster, and I saw the trailer.
I saw the movie.
And so
It's not very good.
yeah, it's a low key movie. It's one of those
Independence.
independent, just a character building movie.
Right.
No action in it or anything.
They actually do it was unreleased. They have a song in The Color of Money, but it was never released. But you would think a song you're gonna put out an album titled "Making Movies." Have a movie song out there that got famous or something, but they don't. What else? And so that I think that album won like the Grammy for best album.
It had 10 nominations,
Right.
but now I can't remember the album it lost to. There was another. Was it Michael Jackson? I don't know if it was Michael Jackson.
Probably not, because Michael Jackson.
Oh, Thriller was 83.
83, and then Bad didn't come out until 87.
So, but there was an album that took most of the nominations.
Not Born-
They of course
Born in
won.
the USA.
They of course won Video of the Year.
Yes. Which, when you look at that video, that's archaic now. And the director, again, I thought this when I said Def Leppard. I said that video reminds me of Let's Get Rock from Def Leppard.
Yes.
Same director.
Okay.
That director also did Aha, Take On Me.
Which is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Hand drawn, I would assume.
It looks like it's hand drawn, right? Now this one's computer generated with the. Now I've heard Money for Nothing on the radio, the entirety, the one they used with Sting doing the long intro.
Yeah.
I don't think they put out the second chorus or second verses.
The ones they have controversy with because of the one word.
Right?
Now the radio did play it. A lot of stations played it. There's one. There was one station I read played it for an hour just on loop. Just
Because of that?
in protest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know they changed that word to Queenie.
He went live when he did it live. Yes.
Because that's supposedly better. Okay.
But really, the
Everyone's
lyrics, everybody probably knows this, but the lyrics are really, he was at a hardware store or some appliance store, and a guy was watching the TVs that worked there, and he wrote down everything the guy was saying, pretty much. So, and that's how the lyrics formed. So the guy probably said that too.
Did that guy get credit for writing?
Hey, those were my words. I should get writing credit.
They should be raking in the millions too.
Sting got co-writing credits on
Right.
there, and the only thing he contributed to was his singing part. Because I guess he was there at the time.
Because
and
it
then
would
they
have
played it for
plagiarism.
him. They played it for him. He's like, I like it. He goes, if you like it so much, add to it. So he added, I want my MTV, and
Which is that was the slogan for MTV, right? I
Yeah.
want my MTV. But it sounded what too
Don't
close
stand
to
so
go,
close.
stand so close to me. So did they get sued on that or?
no,
Okay, I thought there was some lawsuit.
no, there was no lawsuit.
Okay, so, but Sting was everywhere. Aside from Breaking Off the Police, he was on Phil Collins' album, best album Phil Collins had. Dire Straits' best album. He was everywhere. And, well, not in 1985, but I can't remember what else he did in 1985. Dream of the Blue Turtles, what came out in 85 too, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yeah. So he was everywhere. Now, I mentioned the Grammys. We don't normally mention Grammys, but I want to mention this. The band, and normally I don't do this for any other band, but I'll do it for the Dire Straits because I don't. They're not a favorite of mine. Like I said, not even in my top 100. But one of the bands I compare them to, Jethro Tull. Can you see that?
Why?
The guy's voice. Okay, so I remember getting the album. Came out.
Their voice, yes, or something.
Came out 2 years later, and he was actually accused of sounding like Mark Knopfler, which he does. But Crest of a Knave. Have you ever heard that one?
Yeah.
It's got Steel Monkey.
A freeway.
Farm on the Freeway,
Farm on the Freeway, too.
is one of the best songs they've ever done. And he plays a flute. Now, Dire Straits doesn't have a flute player. But, because of this sounding, and then they ended up winning a Grammy for best. I love this part. The good story. We may do Jethro Tull. I'm going to tell you the story now. So they won.
I bought their greatest hits.
Did you really?
Jethro Tull, yes.
Okay, so they won. That album won best heavy metal / hard rock album.
Okay.
which they are not a band like that. Maybe, I mean, slightly. So they were accused of not being heavy metal, and one of the players from Jethro Tull said, "Well, you know, the flute is a heavy metal instrument."
The singer, his name is Ian Anderson.
Yes.
His son-in-law is the main Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. All right, so and then what? They beat out who did it? Metallica and Justice for All. There was a huge controversy over that too. And then when Metallica finally won a Grammy, they said, "Thank you, Jethro Tull, for not putting out an album this year." Good stories.
Yeah. He keeps rhyming his songs. It's like Thick as a Brick, Bungle in the Jungle.
Yeah.
I think there's one more.
There is one more, but I mean, so. Anyways, that's my take on. I don't think I like that album overall over Brothers in Arms, but the first 3 songs rival theirs. Okay, so anyways, Dire Straits before Brothers in Arms. Would you buy another Dire Straits album?
You know, I bought it because of money. Well, I don't know if I bought it for money or not, for nothing yet, or Walk of Life. I really like the intro to Walk of Life because it starts with one instrument, then it adds another. Starts with the keyboards.
Right. And then when the drums comes in, it's like...
Then it comes with the other keyboard.
And then the guitars...
over top of the first keyboard.
When you watch them live, there's 6
Yeah, then there's
players.
the guitar. Yeah, and then the drums come in.
The only thing I can't stand about that song, it's not the song, it's the video, is that one guitar player is up on the stage barefoot.
Yeah, there's 2 videos for it though.
I watched them both.
There's the original video,
Which they're
before
in
it
a
came
subway,
Yeah, the guy playing in the subway.
and you see this one guy walking by with an umbrella that actually snags $1 out of his guitar. All right, so let's go back to the beginning for a minute. Their original name was not Dire Straits.
They said a guy coined Dire Straits. I'm like, wasn't that already a thing? Well,
Yeah.
I'm in Dire Straits.
Right, you would think so. Yeah.
But I guess
they'd have to check. Does anybody else have that name? No. Okay, that's our name.
no, but I'm just saying the phrase. I just thought it was something people said.
Right. You'd think that would come first, not before.
Yeah.
Their name, and then people use it. Right? But their name originally was Cafe Racers.
Yeah.
Totally dumb name. If that was their name, they would have dropped off the planet immediately. Well, they should have, to me. You got 3 albums: Dire Straits, Communique, and Making Movies. Practically 1 song each. Now, I'll give it to them. Their debut single, Sultans of Swing, that's a pretty good debut song to put out. And it went all the way up to number 4 on the Billboard chart. But then they don't really have a charted song again until Brothers in Arms, which is 7 years later.
Speaking of brothers, when they formed, Mark Knopfler's brother Dave was in the band, but they were having problems with the way, he didn't like where the music was going and got out of there before Brothers in Arms.
Yeah, so it's for...
Which is an ironic title then.
Yes, it is ironic. But Brothers in Arms, it's about the war. It's not really about family, right?
Yeah.
Although it is funny. So here's the thing. The moral is, don't work with friends or family.
That's why later on we have one of us, we're not doing these anymore. And like, yeah, I am. And get somebody else. 80s Twin Rank, this is my friend.
Go find somebody who looks like you, right?
I heard this week. I couldn't believe it. You've watched, doesn't have to do with Impractical Jokers. We'll talk about it for a minute. Impractical Jokers, or Dire Straits, yeah. Impractical Jokers now, Joe Gatto left.
Oh, he's not with them anymore.
He's not with them anymore.
Really?
But they're continuing with a guest person every episode, every week. Right? So it's the 3 that have been there and a guest. I'm like, they can't. Their beginning is, this is a show about 4 lifelong friends. I'm like, how are they going to do? They got to change that.
That's it reminds me of TV shows when a main character's actor gets fired or whatever, and then they replace that really popular actor with somebody else who doesn't look a thing like them. Since Tim Allen's show.
Yeah.
And I know it's happened before, but it's like, yeah, it doesn't work. The show goes downhill after that.
Bewitched did it really good.
Yeah, Dick Sargent.
Dick Sargent to Dick York.
That's pretty good.
The only time it worked because they kind of look similar.
Yeah. But they, oh look, it's Dick Sargent now. I wonder if he got married and changed his last name. he did look alike, right? Similar features? Yeah, that is funny. Doesn't work ever. Other than that, that's the exception. Exception to the
back
rule.
to Dire Straits. So their drummer's name was when they started was Pick Withers. You'd think with a name like that, he would have been one of the guitarists. So he had to pick. Nope. But he was gone by the time they went to Brothers in Arms. That was another guy. Last name Williams. I can't remember.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
But he. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. He replaced Pick Withers as a drummer for albums before, but by Brothers in Arms he was gone too, except for
Money for the
intro to Money for Nothing.
There was an Omar Hakim. I remember.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I remember saying that name in Modern Drummer when we got it.
But when they went on tour,
it was back to the guy who did
that
because I remember seeing a actually live concert on TV and they had that guy, and I remember saying that that beginning intro sounded like who did I say it sounded like?
I don't remember.
It was just recently. Darn it. Oh, anyways, so they put out an EP before they put out Brothers in Arms, and I remember the song "Twisting by the Pool," which doesn't sound like them at all.
Oh yeah, because they had a re-release with some new songs.
Yeah, they should have. Well, that one would that have fit on Brothers? in Arms?
Not only that, okay, they also put out Brothers in Arms or Money for Nothing. One of the songs. The flip side, side B, was Love Over Gold, which ain't even on the same album. It was a previous album.
Yeah, and then they had a live, that song got bigger when it went live. There was a live version and they put it out. I don't know. But they seemingly only put one song out per album. Up until
their albums are short albums, like 8 to 10 songs at the most.
Right.
Longer songs. I got the cassette of Brothers in Arms, and I don't understand this. The first side was like 10 minutes longer than, so you flip it. The second side was 10 minutes shorter. I'm like, you could have easily took this song and put it on this side and made them almost even. Why didn't they do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Money for Nothing. No, the Money for Nothing, the long version on the album is the better song. You gotta have all those guitars at the ending,
and
battling. If you put the headphones on, it was pretty cool because one would be here, then it'd be here, and here is awesome.
And I think it's similar to actually Sultans of Swing, in that there really is no middle guitar solo, right? Most songs like Def Leppard, you hear they'll do the chorus, then the middle is a guitar solo, and then they're back to the chorus again, right? Dire Straits doesn't do that. They do their whole song. And then the ending is the guitar solo for both Sultans of Swing and Money for Nothing.
Right.
So, but it's just weird. You know, you have the mediocre. Biggest album ever. And then they disappear.
But Sultans of Swing just showed how good of a guitarist.
Right, it did.
One of the things they do in every album, pretty much every album, is, I said they do 8 to 10 songs. And that's because all their songs are really long.
Yeah, and Rush did that. So a lot of bands did that at the time.
Private Investigator, I really liked. I got the video of their live concert one time, and when they did Private Investigator, there's a part at the end that goes, duh, duh. The bass player is just playing, and then it has like, but when he's doing the dun, the lights go out, and then the bass player goes, dun, and it flashes a light.
So does that mean the light is actually connected to the bass? Because
well, his bass.
Don't be off.
His bass is plugged into whatever, and that probably controls the light. But it was really cool. It was probably the second coolest thing, apart from Billy Joel. He goes, "Turn out the lights," and the guy turned out the lights.
Thanked him.
Yeah.
Now you wonder, is that the only time that would have happened because they were on video? Obviously, they were taping that concert.
Yeah.
But you think that might happen at every Billy Joel concert?
No, because he's had several concerts on tape, and they didn't do that ever after.
All right. Anyways, but you have the biggest album of the year and then you don't hear from him for
6 years. Yeah,
It's
6
like,
years.
Weird. I didn't know they disbanded. They actually disbanded because he didn't like that they were popular. They were popular, not the music. It's like, no, that goes hand in hand, you would think, but I don't know. It probably becomes a point where you get sick of having to play the same songs over and over for 2 straight years. So,
well, and then you make an album and then you go on tour for a year, so you're not home. Right, stinks too.
and Mark Knopfler went on a solo career. He's got a ton of solo.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think I've ever heard a solo song of his on the radio at all. I came back 1991.
Again, like Billy Joel. Billy Joel stopped, but he kept putting out. He put another album out, but he wanted to stop doing popular music and do classical.
Right.
So he has a classical.
Well,
album.
you do that, you better expect your sales to go way down. Go ahead, but it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Right, so they come back with On Every Street, 91. Again, music's changing in 90s, so you're hoping that your music still is popular.
Starting with Calling Elvis, right? That was their first song.
I think it was.
Video based on a show from the 1960s called
Thunderbirds or
Thunderbirds.
Thundercats.
Thunderbirds.
Okay.
Thundercats is 80s, and that's the difference.
Okay, gotcha. But I think I remember seeing that show, the pilots, right? And you could tell they're puppets.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, Team America.
It's not all puppets, though. There's live action, there's a lady in it, in the video, right? The puppets are around her.
Right. And it's creepy to even watch that video. I do not like seeing him as a marionette. Like, turn it off.
I like the lyrics that, like when he gets to the chorus, all the lyrics are Elvis songs, like Return to Sender.
Right. And he did that, even The Walk of Life. I think all the songs he's referring to were songs in himself, like Bebop-A-Lula, What I Say, all those are individual songs. Okay, and then the better song, Heavy Fuel, right?
Yeah.
And Randy Quaid is in that video. He was actually in a Bob Seger video. We mentioned American Storm, where they had a video based on a fake movie. Randy Quaid was in that, and I was in this one. And then The Bug. The Bug you mentioned in a previous video about the windshield. All right. And nothing else after that, right?
Mark Knopfler wrote Private Dancer.
Right.
A Tina Turner song.
And he wrote that for Brothers in Arms?
And then he decided not to do it.
Right. Okay, so that would have been...
He handed it to somebody else.
And then that was her comeback career right there.
That was her comeback. Wasn't that the name of her album?
Her album. Yep. If it wasn't for that album, we probably would have never heard Tina Turner come back. Because I don't know that she was on the air at that point. So, and then I pretty much think that's everything about their history. No more Dire Straits after On Every Street, correct?
Right.
Yeah. I think they've done 1 or 2 reunion, maybe. They said they have no plans on getting back together to do anything else. And nobody's done.
Mark Knopfler said he likes where he's at right now.
Right. Rich.
And here's the thing: when they broke up after the On Every Street, he was saying all their marriages and relationships were collapsing. And so, he gets fame, but everything else is like,
and that's right where he wants to be at.
Well, no, I'm saying late years later, when he's not touring, he's like
rich and not married. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the top 10. All right, so this is only interesting to me. This is the closest I've ever come to having the top 10. Almost exact. 6 of the 10 songs I got in the correct position.
Okay.
All right. 5 of the songs we agree in the position.
Okay.
Okay.
That never happens.
No. All right. So the only song lost by you, and that would be The Bug. Which I'm surprised. I actually like The Bug. Well, no, I don't. Oh.
You like The Bug. You don't have like it.
Yeah, I don't have it in the top 10. I just said I had the top 10, and I don't have The Bug. So it's Industrial Disease is our number 10, and that comes from Love Over Gold. It's the only song. I'm going to say this on several albums. It's the only song from that album because they only put one out per album. Industrial Disease, too long.
Keyboard, they're all too long.
Yeah,
Keyboard playing song. Da, 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 da.
Now this, it shows you what the guitar is gonna sound like on Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's got that wow way. We both have it at number 10. Okay. So
Yeah, it's all about the industrial industry kind of going down.
right over there. And I imagine the UK's industry is not like the American industry, but it has some certain similarities.
Yeah, because we were in the industrial age back then, and now we're in the information age.
Right. Yeah. They have
So actually, we were in the information age. We might be in a different age now. I don't know what they're going to call it. But we can make some suggestions.
last days.
Last days. No,
So
you got to call it an age. It's an age. What's the word for
Confusion.
demented and what's the word for it when it's perverted? What's the
Perverted. It's a perverted. I don't know. There's a lot of words we could use, but we don't want to be banned from YouTube, even with very little viewers. All right, number 9 comes from Brothers in Arms. It's down below, basically because we're not really sure if it was ever a single, but that's your latest trick. You have this at 11, probably because you don't remember hearing it.
This is not, and if there was, like, you got Brothers in Arms, main song on that album. You got So Far Away, Walk of Life, and Money for Nothing really did good. If they were to do a 5th song, your latest trick would not have been the one I would have put. I actually, I like Right Against the River. Right Against the River.
Yeah.
Deep in.
And then there's
it has a really cool beginning. The only problem with it is
the
that
bongos.
you can't hear it. You have to turn it up to hear it.
Yeah. I like the bongos, the drums.
Do, do,
Yeah.
do, do, do,
And then, is that a flute?
Yeah, probably.
So they do use a flute.
Probably. There's a couple other songs.
Okay. And then,
One World is pretty good. One World is probably a good rocking song.
yes, that's their best. I would say that's their best rocking song outside of what's released. And then The Man's Too
Why
Strong is
Worry
pretty
Now? Sappy.
good. That might be their. That's their slowest, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, no, Brothers in Arms is pretty slow, but it was released. And then they got that stupid video. It's also all penciled. And it's played at funerals for military people, from what I hear. All right, but I have your latest trick at number 9. It starts off with a trumpet. Again, we got bands that use lots of instruments. So, trumpet starts with it, right? With the guitar going, and then it's got a nice saxophone solo.
Not many songs do trumpets. I mean, you could do the horn section,
Right,
but just a trumpet.
Correct,
Not many
yes.
songs.
Have we done a trumpet solo?
We were talking about Pete Townsend in.
Yeah, but like Tom Petty. Did that one have?
Oh, Rebels, maybe.
Did that have a trumpet solo? No, I don't think that's the one that had a solo. I have to look back at our videos to see which one had a trumpet solo. Should have did that before this video. I didn't. All right, number 8 from On Every Street. This would be Calling Elvis. Both of us have it at 8. So I have 10, 9, 8 so far, right? And I would have this lower. Well, no, higher. Higher if it wasn't for that creepy video. Alright, because I'm not a big fan of like the next 2 songs. But again, that video just freaked me out. Alright, so number 7 from Making Movies. That would be Skate Away. You have this. Oh, both of us have it at number 7. So again, we're correct. This is the one video where we'll be able to say you agree with us. Okay, next up would be Communique's only song, Lady Rider. I have this at 6, you have it at 4. It's not their earliest song, obviously I said the day.
No, pretty good beginning.
Yes.
The guitar is probably. I'd say it's a better guitar playing than Sultans of Swing.
Right. Well, most of that
Sultans
song.
of Swing is a more catchy.
Yes, and it's a finale guitar more than all the way through. Better storyline, maybe? I don't know, he seems to take most of his stories from real life, so luckily he doesn't put people's names in there. Okay, number 4 from Brothers in Arms, this would be So Far Away. I have this one at 4, so my first miss. and you have it at 5, so you got it correct.
Yeah, this is a good bass intro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's well, you know, it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring, but it sounds good.
But it doesn't sound like,
It's like
most of their other stuff, which is probably what I like. Yeah. Well, you know what? When you're
That's all it is.
when you're right, say you're an artist, you want to
Right.
write,
Yeah.
you put songs out on your album. You don't want them all to sound alike.
Right.
Specific. Your hits are probably all going to sound the same because that's what people like. But you don't want something to play. The very next song, hey, that sounds just like what I just heard. And then the next song, you want them to vary in speed and stuff. So you
It's
have
just
to put
like
that.
this reminds me of Don Henley's "All She Wants to Do Is Dance."
No.
Because I'll tell you what,
Okay.
every other line is so far away. Remember, Don Henley, he'd
That's
sing a
right.
line, and then all she wants to do is
You're
dance.
right, you're right.
Another line, and all she wants to do is dance. He says something, and he goes, "But you're so far away from me. In this mean old town, you're so far away from me." So
The video is boring too. You know, it shows cityscapes while they're playing. Yeah, Mark Knopfler did not like the video scene. When MTV came on, he literally had to be convinced you need to put this video out for MTV for money for nothing.
and,
He didn't
oh
want
my
to.
gosh, we totally forgot this.
Okay.
Speaking of the video, Weird Al has done a Dire Straits song.
That's right. That's
Totally
right.
skipped over that. Beverly Hillbillies. And yeah, and his entire video is structured based on Money for Nothing video.
That's funny.
But it's with Jethro and the grandma.
Jethro
Moving-
Tull?
No. That's a pretty good connection there.
No, that was in his movie UHF, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he fell asleep, yeah.
Okay, and you know what? And this is kind of cool. I think the guitar playing on Beverly Hillbillies is Mark Knopfler.
Probably.
It's
I
not.
would doubt
It's
it.
not Weird Al's own guitarist. Although they probably could, because they do a good job of matching people's
Yeah.
stuff.
And Weird Al will be coming up in about a month.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting top 10. There's
Yeah. Do we limit it? I mean, finding out
top 20.
finding out what his actual release hits were, that'll be the hard part, because there are a lot of videos out there. Might just have to include all good videos that are out there, whether they were a hit or not. Okay, where was I? So that was 5. Number 4 would be Walk a Life from Brothers in Arms. I have this one as my second favorite song because it's so different from everything else they have. And you have it down at number 6. Again, 2 videos.
But this might be the song. This song might be the reason I bought the album.
Yeah,
Because I'm not sure if I bought the album before Money for Nothing came out.
right. Yeah, and this probably would be the song, even though you said you hear it. This would be the song I want to hear on the radio more than the other songs, because you hear Money for Nothing like all the time.
Or Souls. I'd like to hear So Far Away. Never hear that.
Like I said, I heard that at Walmart.
I never heard it.
Okay, and even though you just said it was boring.
I said the bass playing.
Oh,
was
okay.
boring. I didn't say it sounded boring. I'm just saying it's like if you were Frank Beard playing Sharp Dressed Man.
There's nothing. There is nothing to his drumming. I know.
There's
Yes.
nothing going on.
You're right. Okay. All right. So, believe it or not, our top 3 songs all come from different albums, which is funny. You think, well, they do put one out per album, so maybe. Okay. Number 3 comes from their last album, On Every Street. That would be Heavy Fuel. You have this as your second favorite. I have this down at number 5. Considered putting it up because I like Brothers in Arms as their only album that's good. Again, did you answer that? Would you buy another one of their albums?
If I did, it would. On Every Street, I only like the 2 songs they put out.
They put out 3 songs. The Bug.
Oh, they did. That's right. But the 2 famous songs.
Right,
They had videos for.
Yeah. So,
Don't tell me they had a video for the Bug. I understand that.
do they?
Live. It's a live.
Okay. Yeah.
Song. So.
Yeah, because he didn't like videos. All right. So yeah, Number 3, Heavy Fuel. And like I said, Randy Quaid was in that video as he was a roadie. Did you see it?
But yes, I did. Okay. Was he? I can't remember. It was a couple weeks ago.
I don't know if he plays.
Was he drinking soda drinks all the time or anything?
He had,
because the Heavy Fuel is not talking about gasoline.
He had this big plate of nachos in one scene. He was drinking occasionally.
Because Heavy Fuel isn't talking about like diesel or rocket fuel. It's talking about what you need to keep
yourself going.
Yeah.
And obviously, it showed him constantly at work, so he needed to keep giving himself.
Yeah, and this would probably have been before energy drinks.
He wasn't doing energy drinks, right? Okay,
everybody does energy drinks now.
All right, number 2. You know what our number 1 is, so you know what number 2 has to be. This comes from their debut, Dire Straits. It's Sultans of Swing. Both of us have this one at number 3.
Yeah.
And so, you got the
Harry, George.
Seemingly is a one-day set, right?
Yeah, so he walks in a bar.
Walks in the bar, and then it shows all the people around the bar, and by the end of the day, they've wrapped up and they're going home.
Right.
And then the guitar solo. But similar to Piano Man, is what I say.
Okay, yeah. But I say they don't agree. Dire Straits and Piano Man don't agree because, Billy Joel, he is a Piano Man. This band says that ain't what they call rock and roll. He's talking about people playing horn section.
Right, they were playing Creole.
Yeah, Creole.
And stuff like
that.
That.
So, but he says, that ain't rock and roll to me, and Billy Joel says, it's still rock and roll to me. So, they disagree there.
Okay, and then that would mean our number 1, which the world agrees, is Money for Nothing. If you don't put Money for Nothing as your number 1,
we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Those are fighting words right there.
You don't belong in this world.
I'll give them, if they say, I like Sultans of Swing as number 1, I'll give them that, I guess.
Okay.
It kind of put him on the map.
Yeah, well,
it didn't make him international.
No, but again, here's how I feel. If you went to high school in the 70s, this is your favorite. Because nostalgia and all. Yeah. Okay, and then you're in college when Dire Straits puts Money for Nothing, you're like, I don't understand that. I don't know. Because you're older. Okay, so that's our top 10. You agree, because we agree. And who's our next artist? Our next artist, his name starts with a D, just like Dire Straits. That's my hit. And he actually has another character he's known by, musician. So he plays a musician, and he is a musician. Anything else?
No, I have no clues.
No clues?
I don't have a clue.
You don't remember who it is either.
I don't remember who it is. I know if I thought about it, that's not it.
That's not it. Well, and this guy died recently. He was up there in age.
So. Oh, I remember who it is now. Okay.
Now, do you have any clues?
I still have any clues now.
Yeah. After the 80s, I don't think I've heard anything of his once we got out of the 80s. He put out a lot of stuff, but no, that's not true. So I just lied again. I do remember one song that was on the radio.
That's it.
And his last video was Ironic. Before he died.
Yeah, the title of it.
So,
okay. You know what? In his last video, he does something that is similar to what Jimmy Fallon does.
What is Jimmy Fallon?
Thank you notes.
Oh. Gotcha.
I don't know if you've seen the video. He does that.
No, I couldn't watch the entire video. Because he does not look like he used to.
Yeah.
But he's dead now, so he doesn't look like those videos either. Anyways, all right. That's your hints for next week. See you then. Bye.
Bye.